terror begins again.
Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you doing? Welcome to this segment of Motorcycle Madhouse. It's an awesome day here in Northern Illinois, but we're going to be getting a lot of snowflakes next week. But anyway, instead of me crying about that type of stuff, I want to say thanks to everyone for making Motorcycle Madhouse's podcast and show a big success. It's much appreciated. But, I got a question from a subscriber, and you know what? I think it is beautiful, this question. And they ask, why do supporters go around decking themselves out with all this support gear, and next thing you know, they're acting like one of the members of the motorcycle club? Now, Insane Throttle, we see this all the time, because if they don't like one thing we say about a club or another, they're automatically out there shooting their crap and saying how wrong we are. And you know what? They get this attitude problem because of what we put out. Now, we're biker news, so, you can't appease everybody, if you will. But anyway, I do notice it. I do. And I know a lot of other people do too. Now, there's two things I think motorcycle clubs have done to harm their cause. And I'm not only talking about the media, Leo, but I'm talking about independent bikers as well. And those two things, and I'll explain what I think and why, is number one, everybody complains about Sons of Anarchy, about Mayans. We all know that it's entertainment, but some people don't. And why don't they? It's because in that series, and this is what's hypocritical, is they have actual club members in the show, and the club don't think anything's wrong with it. Well, a lot of people on the outside looking in find it very disturbing, because how can you complain about people going around acting like Sons of Anarchy when you actually have club members from a well-known club doing it? Don't make much sense if you ask me. Now, the second thing that I believe motorcycle clubs have hurt themselves with is, it used to be where support merchandise, you had to go in person to get it. That lets you get to know the club, all that good stuff. Now, I'm not saying nothing bad about support club materials here. I'm just saying that it used to be where, they got to know the people. And they were able to get a handle on these people going out there and acting, a fool. But now they sell the merchandise online to whoever wants to buy it. Now, the problem with that is the club, for one, don't know who the hell they're selling to. And two, these people, they'll get decked out in all this gear. It's kind of funny. I look at it and I was like, really? Don't you got your own identity or something? I know you support the club, but come on, you're going a little overboard, don't you think? Furthermore, and what's worse about it is, to the general public, they act like they're a part of the club. Now, the general public, they don't know the difference. They right there see these colors, they see names of clubs, so they automatically assume this guy's a part of the club. Now, where that's bad is, it's really bad, I might add, is when these people go out there and cause some trouble, man. You know what? I think more trouble has been caused for clubs from these supporters on social media than the members themselves sometimes. Because you got guys going out there, they'll talk crap about another club. They'll, they'll put their 2 cents into it with no, we editorialize and put the news out there as the mainstream media puts out there. We try to give a middle of the road approach on the deal. Now, these supporters, the ones who are all dressed up like they're a club member and stuff. You know what? Actually, I never seen club members dress up in so much gear of their own club than these supporters do. But anyway, they'll go up on social media and they'll start banging on other clubs. Banging on clubs because their loyalties to, or their supports to one club, and since that club has issues with the other club, they feel like they can go over and say, F these guys or F those guys, down with this guy, down with them guys. Again, you're supposed to be supporters of the club you like. You're not supposed to get in politics. You are not a member of the club. So why are you going out there and getting into stuff that you shouldn't be involved in? That's really just common sense, is it not? So what's even worse is, and I guess it depends on what area you're in, but if you're in an area where all these one percenter clubs are at, and you're saying this online, and guess what? You don't know who knows you. What happens when you're out and, oh, well, this is the guy that was talking crap about us. Next thing you know, you're getting dotted I's. Even worse is a lot of supporters don't understand when they put that support gear on, you're identified with that club. Not as a club member, but as a supporter on them. So you're wearing your support gear through another 1% area. You better be prepared for what's coming next. Because I know a lot of 1%er clubs that you're going to be made to turn that shirt inside out, or you're going to be made to defend that shirt. So you either got two choices in that situation. You either defend it or you fight for it. That's just the way that things work on the street. Now, I already know the supporters and all the freaking naysayers are going to come out and say that, well, this is America. We can wear what we want when we want, blah, blah, blah. Now, I got a book coming out in December called Brotherhood and Betrayal. And in that book, I discuss this constitutional argument that a lot of people who hasn't been involved in the scene try to use. I hate to break it to you guys, but that Constitution, it has to do with the government and the individuals. When it comes to the street, it don't mean all that much, okay? There is a different type of thing that happens on the street. Actually, I call it the real world because it's a real world type of thing that you're going through. There's a lot of politics involved. It's just like any other type of, how can I say, a culture. They got their own rules. They got their own conduct. And I know this kind of stuff kind of upsets people, but it's just the way it is. You know, one of the biggest things that happened in 1994, that's when the Rub invasion started, and that's when the culture, how can I say it, went PC. They wanted the image, but they wanted to put, you know, the guys that went before them, you know, who had to sit there through all the motorcycle profile and deal with that. It wasn't cool to be a biker. They wanted to push them out and put their own way of thinking in. And you know what? I don't got nothing against Rubs, okay? There is a place for everybody in this lifestyle. Again, there's all kinds of subcultures. That is independents, Leo, Rubs, motorcycle enthusiasts. You know, the two wheels is what actually brings the whole lifestyle together. I don't care what you ride. You know what? Anybody who does, they're, you know, what can I tell you? They're ignorant. You know, two wheels means everything. But anyway, getting back to the issue. The issue at hand is, in 1994, everything changed. And as we went upwards and to, again, the Sons of Anarchy era, as I call it, and now the Mayans, people didn't understand. They were never brought in right, and it doesn't help, and nowadays it really doesn't help, when you got some creators out there, they're not straight up. Now, I'm the first one to say, whatever I say as far as opinions and stuff, that's what they are. They're opinions of mine. That don't make it right. It don't make it right. It is not gospel. It's just some of the experience I went through. Now you got guys out there that haven't rode worth the crap, 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and you're trying to give advice on what's supposed to be happening in the biker community. Well, that just don't work, especially with the old timers who actually been around and went through all the nastiness. And when it wasn't cool to be a biker, and they were the ones who actually got profiled, and you wonder why they got such a disdain for those type of people trying to give advice to newcomers or guys in their 50s just getting on a bike. That ain't cool. And then you got people that are out bad. They've smeared their own selves trying to give advice about MCs. It's just ridiculous. How can you take an advice from a rat, or even worse, an infiltrator? There's one of them on YouTube talking about motorcycle. And then we wonder why people who get to support merchandise go out there and act like morons. Because they are taking advice from some of these creators. They're watching TV shows where they see club members involved. So they think it's all right to act the way they are. It's not all right. And I don't think that's just my opinion. I think lots of people feel the same way I do. You can't have this type of stuff, especially in the general public, okay? You cannot have this stuff in the general public, because right now, the profiling, and I'm not even talking about motorcycle clubs, man. They're profiling A-Bait members. They're profiling Hog members, for Christ's sake. And you know what? Christian motorcycle associations, anybody they feel they see a patch on, any type of organization it could be, they are profiling the hell out of it. So it does not make it any easier when Leo gets these reports that this guy was wearing all this support gear, these colors, and you've seen it in the news. They automatically tie these people to the motorcycle clubs. Perfect example. Sons of Silence. That article I did on the Sons of Silence, which you can see on the YouTube channel, was a total and utter hit job on that motorcycle club. A guy got arrested for murder, and the cops said he was an associate of the motorcycle club. Now, I don't know if he was wearing support gear or this guy was going around saying this or that, because a lot of these people, when they get in some trouble, they'll automatically throw a club out there and see if it sticks for their own benefit. But anyway, the media and the Leo put this in this news article and said he was an associate of the club. No proof whatsoever. None. No proof that he was an actual member. And then you can go down in articles, and I'm not just talking about this SOS one. You can go down in articles of some of the news we do, and it's later on that they admit there's no evidence or anything like that tying to the club. Problem with that is you already put it out there. And people don't read all the article on a lot of stuff. They only read what they want to read. So, I even know that when I do my editorials. They might read 4 or 5 paragraphs and make up their mind like that. I actually, an example of this, and this is how ignorant people are, is I did an article about how the government issued orders to go against everybody in the 1%er club, all the majors. It was a parody one. It was talking about what could happen. Now, I made it seem like at the beginning, and I did it just for this reason. I made it seem like this was an actual news story. And it wasn't until later on that I said, well, this is a parody, and this is what could happen. And the responses, you can go look at it. People actually thought this was real. They were actually banging on the administration, law enforcement, but it wasn't a real story. It was talking about what could happen, and you didn't read the whole article, so you made yourselves look stupid. You made yourselves look stupid, and again, I knew it was going to happen. Yeah, it's just like I put a question up on Twitter, because I know most of our people are street bikes instead of the race and the rockets and stuff. And I put, okay, you're riding a Harley and you want to back up as a bike. Are you going to go Jap? Are you going to go BMW? Going to go Triumph? And I guess they didn't get the question because they came back and say, well, we're going to get an Indian and stuff like. They didn't read the question because I put, this is the only ones you get to choose from. Hey, Indian's a great bike, but this goes to show you that people really don't read and understand what the hell is going on out there. Okay? And that is where these people wearing the support gear of a specific motorcycle club is dangerous. Dangerous. Because it's going to cause not only the club problems, but it's going to cause them problems. You know, again, if you're going through another club's territory and you're ignorant of that, you could get hurt. Because a lot of people buying these products don't know or are not educated on how things work. You know, I heard one guy, and this guy was put out as a rat. One of the questions was to him on his platform, what if you're going through an area that has another 1% club in there? What do? He says, go take off the support shirt. Well, here's the problem with that. It's a two-catch and you to make your own decision. Well, if you support that club so much and you're all decked out in their merchandise, don't you think, you were put in a position to defend that? And hey, defend your constitutional rights, remember? So it just flabbergasted me at that because I was used to guys, and this was before the big internet era, who had support wear. They actually sat there and defended it even though they didn't have to. They didn't give it up. They would go down. But nowadays, you know what? And that goes out to the motorcycle club members. These people do not know. They do not know the politics, so why try to go rip somebody's shirt off? Yeah, I know it's some BS, but yeah, turn it inside out, whatever. But people just don't know. They're ignorant now. And I think that's what the advice I would actually give clubs is, these people are pretty freaking ignorant, man. I wouldn't be risking no jail or worry about that stuff. And what's even worse now, it's not all on the clubs doing this support merchandise. You got people over in China. They stole all the trademarks, and we know how China is. They steal trademarks. Well, you can see actual club patches out there, club t-shirts, club belt buckles, club support wear that don't go to the club. Stay off of them sites, people. Especially if you're going to put a freaking fake patch from a motorcycle club on you. You're going to get hurt because within the club community, it is very tight-knit. Basically, everybody's heard of everybody on the street. Everybody has a connection to somebody, and they're going to know if you're a club member, so stay away from them sites that are selling you these fake patches. Stay away from the support stuff because, again, it don't go to the motorcycle club. Support wear goes to help fund clubhouses and help get the guys, some money that they desperately need, because there's a lot of money involved in those 1%er clubs. You got actually got the freaking clubhouses. They got to be paid in mortgages or rent. Then you got the travel involved. The whole 9 yards. So that money goes to them to help support the club. And if you're a supporter, do the right thing and go to the motorcycle club for your merchandise. But again, once you get that merchandise, don't be going out there acting like something you're not. Because I can tell you, supporters, I can tell you, that if you get into something, a club ain't going to come to your aid. You're not a part of the club. So why would they come and try to back you up? There is some people that actually think that happens. Well, I wear their support merchandise, so I think I'm close to them. You know, I'm sorry to say they don't give a hell about you, man. You just bought a support shirt. Yeah, you come to some parties and stuff, but you are not our member. So why are we going to put our members at risk for something stupid that you did? Makes sense to me if you ask me, you know. But, you know, some people just don't get it. They don't get it. And that is what's wrong with what is happening with this dang internet stuff, man. This internet has really turned the lifestyle into chaos. It really has. It's chaos. Because you do not know who you're talking to on the internet any damn way. And what's worse is a lot of your conversations, you're doing a lot of the Leo work for them. I remember there was a time when club members wouldn't even put on anything, who they were, what they did, any of that type of stuff. And now you see these members out there with their colors, blah, blah, blah. But that's a whole nother video. This one's all about freaking support club stuff. And by the way, you got to get over to motorcyclemadhouse.com, man. If you haven't gone over there, get over there. Yeah, a little plug. And also the members only section. You got to get over there. That gives you material that nobody else sees. And I get really wild and unhinged over on that one. But anyway, back to the support stuff. You know, just use your brains and stop acting like something you're not. You know, it's great to be a supporter, but don't go out on the internet trying to cause problems for clubs, because guess what? You don't have to deal with the repercussions of what you're saying. It's the clubs themselves that have to deal with what's going on. The rumors that start on the internet, it causes, I'm telling you, on the street, it causes all sorts of freaking problems for the clubs. So how can you say you're a supporter of the club if you're going out there acting a freaking fool and causing them problems and getting heat put all over them? That's not a supporter. That's just a wannabe jerk going out there and causing something they don't have to be responsible in dealing with. I think that's one of the biggest things that I do not like about supporters. They don't get what the hell they're there for, and they cause problems. If it wasn't for the clubs having to make some money and keeping their stuff open, I wouldn't be selling that stuff. You know, we sell a Support Your Local Insane Throttle shirt. And you can get all our shirts on in the description box. You go right to our support store. And yeah, that helps us out as well as what it would do with the clubs. But everybody knows it says Support Your Local Insane Throttle, but you're not going to be speaking on my behalf or Insane Throttle's behalf, because if somebody asks about it, we're going to say, I don't know this guy. You know, do what you got to do, man. You know, we're a radio show. If they're out there trying to put our merchandise as if we're some kind of club, they're freaking crazy, because this is an entertainment venue and has nothing to do with clubs. So even, you know, I think actually why I brought that up, we had one incident where the guy was wearing our support shirt and the clubs were like, what the hell? He's going around thinking he's this, is he, or do you got anything going? I was like, we're a radio show, you know that. So he's doing what the hell he's doing. That ain't my problem. You know, shit. It's just like your stuff, man. But the problem is, their stuff is their problem. Because there's different ramifications from these people going out there doing what they're doing, and it's getting people in trouble, or it's they're getting put in all kinds of freaking stuff they shouldn't be putting in. So just remember that, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this whole subject. Have you ever ran across somebody in support gear acting like a motorcycle club member? And what did you say to them? Or if you didn't say anything, what were you thinking about it? So hopefully we get a good debate started over here. Don't forget, Monday through Fridays, we're now doing on Facebook, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're throwing up Madhouse videos. Get over there, like, follow our Facebook page, watch the videos, share them all over your social media. It helps us big time. And also Twitter. I'm getting into the tweeter mood. I'll be putting stuff over there. And also our Instagram, where you're to see some of the behind the scenes stuff that goes on at Motorcycle Madhouse, Insane Throttle, all that good stuff. But hopefully you liked the video. Hit that like button. Share the heck out of it on your social media, because I appreciate it, man. Talk to you guys later.